Do you, like me, absolutely love crafting, but sometimes look at what you made and think, oh, it's no good? And our insecurities and that inner critic start to get the better of us. Well, today we're going to brush that aside and see how we can feel more positive about our own creations. So shall we get started?
So this video is part of the Crafting Together with All Brands monthly YouTube hop, and as you will have seen, that the theme for this one is Love is in the Air. Now I have taken a slightly different approach to this one in that we quite often show love, kindness, positivity to other people, but when it comes to ourselves we can be a little bit overly critical, especially when it comes to our art. So I thought that was maybe something that we could address today. So in this particular journal, what I've done is I've drawn a little love heart, and I'm starting to fill that with writing, a bit of journaling about how I feel about crafting, my art, and things like that. And I really would maybe encourage you to try and do something similar. And if you find yourself starting to say something negative, for example, I'm no good at colouring or I'm no good at backgrounds, that maybe we try and reframe that and think, I'd like to work on my backgrounds, I would like to improve my colouring, and I'm going to do it by trying this. That way we can stay a lot more positive with regards to our art. So we give ourselves that opportunity for growth, but without being overly critical of ourselves. So in the background here, what I've been doing is adding a little bit of colour to my heart. I have done that using explosion powders and twinkling H2Os. Now I've pulled out Wanda. She is a stamp from JMC. I'll put the details in the description box below, and we are just colouring her in. Now, as I've said, we're working in a journal today, and I think it's really important for us to have a little bit of perspective on what a journal or art journal actually is. It's a place to learn, it's a place to practice, it's not a place to expect beautiful pages on every single page. We think of the great masters and the great artists of the past. They all had sketchbooks and journals, but it isn't those sketchbooks that ended up in galleries. It's their works of art, but it was the learning and the practice that they did in there that gave them the skills to gradually develop their own particular art and art style. And one of the amazing things about modern technology is we get constant inspiration, but also we can maybe look at it and think, oh, I'm not good enough because all of these people make the most amazing, gorgeous pieces of art, and mine isn't to that standard. But it's good to remember, as with anything on social media, that we are seeing people's highlight reels. We're not necessarily seeing the hours of practice. We're not seeing all the projects that ended up in the bin, all the torn bits of paper, all the frustrations. Those things happen to everybody. So it's good for us to kind of have that realistic idea of what we are doing and just enjoy the process, enjoy learning, enjoy the practice, and we will get there. It's all part of it. The one recommendation that I would give is when you've finished any project, look at it and choose 2 things that you love about it. We tend to zone in to the things that we personally feel are mistakes or not quite right. So it's a good way of, again, changing our perspective. Look at it and think, what 2 things do I love about this project? And it'll help us to just silence that inner critic and enjoy our hobby even more. So I am just finishing off this by popping Wanda down, and I've got the sentiment there with always believe in yourself. So it's a reminder to me on those days where I just need to be a little bit more positive about what I'm doing.
So please do jump into the description box below, because there is loads of inspiration to be had on this hop. And you may want to consider liking and subscribing too, because next month we will be hopping again, but with a theme. It feels like spring. If you like art journaling, you may also wish to check out this video here for some more inspiration.